Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and the Restless official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nick and Sharon's adventure, Victoria's chase, and Claire's trouble. In Los Angeles, Claire Grace Newman may run into some issues. There, Amelia Heinleigh's character Victoria Newman accompanies her daughter. In addition, Sharon Newman and Nick Newman embark on a journey to see Noah Newman. However, since all of these LA storylines can overlap, let's start with the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera. First up is Jill Abbott, who plays a significant role in the scheme of Victor Newman and Jack Abbott. In fact, Sally Spectre cautioned Jill via video chat about Billy Abbott and a proposal for her own business. Melody Thomas Scott's character Nikki Newman is aware that Jill might end up siding with Billy Finn's character Kane Ashby. Together and separately, Jack and Victor are planning. They intend to set up a trap for Kane shortly. She is tired of Michael Baldwin and has moved in with Lauren Fenmore Baldwin. Even though Michael understands Lauren's feelings, he can't help but revert to his old routine. But once he saves the businesses in Genoa City, Lauren could forgive him. According to Young and the Restless teasers for the week of October 6, Daniel Romalotti, Jr. and Tessa Porter will begin their investigation. First, they will go to the scene where Mariah Copeland claimed to have attempted to murder Michael Swan. Fans will also notice that Michael Mealer's character Kyle Abbott needs anything to divert his attention from Claire traveling to Los Angeles with Nathan Owen's character Holden Novak. It's obvious that Kyle will spend his time debating Audra Charles. Could something happen with Kyle now that Audra has had another rejection from Nate Hastings? Victoria will accompany Claire and Holden to Los Angeles. Holden has been described as an avid risk-taker, which may appear a bit overprotective for a lady Claire's age. I therefore question if Claire may find herself in a difficult circumstance from which Victoria could save her. Nick and Sharon intend to see Noah in Los Angeles as well. But keep an eye out since there can be some surprises there as well. Nick and Sharon's adventure to Los Angeles, Victoria's chase to protect her daughter, and Claire's looming trouble set the stage for a web of intersecting storylines that promise to shake both Genoa City and LA to their core, and the intertwining drama is so layered that fans will be left on the edge of their seats, wondering which family member, ally, or enemy will strike first, betray another, or fall victim to circumstances nobody could have predicted. As the week unfolds, Claire Grace Newman is poised to run into a series of issues that could define her independence, test her loyalties, and pull her deeper into situations orchestrated by Holden Novak, the risk-taker whose influence over her has already made Victoria Newman more than uneasy, so much so that Victoria is packing her bags to accompany her daughter to the City of Angels, refusing to allow Holden's reckless streak or any unseen danger to jeopardize Claire's fragile progress, but as Amelia Heinleigh's Victoria steals herself for this trip, she has no idea that Sharon Newman and Nick Newman are preparing to head to Los Angeles as well, under the guise of visiting their son Noah, though their motivations may run deeper, considering Sharon's intuition and Nick's ever-present protective streak could be hinting that something about this LA venture doesn't sit right. As the Newmans converge on California, they remain unaware that back in Genoa City, a parallel storm is brewing, with Jill Abbott caught in the middle of Victor Newman and Jack Abbott's scheme against Kane Ashby, a plot that Sally Spectre has already warned Jill about in a sharp video chat where Sally cautioned her about Billy Abbott's intentions and dangled a proposal regarding her own business, a move that unsettled Jill because she knows siding with Billy or Kane could jeopardize her tenuous ties with Victor and Jack. Yet Nikki Newman is already predicting Jill may lean toward Kane's side out of stubborn pride or old grievances, which could prove dangerous given Victor and Jack's clandestine plan to lure Kane into a trap that could expose him as a fraud once and for all. Nikki herself, played by Melody Thomas Scott, is trying to keep her own footing as she struggles with Michael Baldwin's decisions, fed up with his tendency to revert to shady routines, so much so that she has sought refuge with Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, who reluctantly welcomed her, torn between her loyalty to Michael and her exhaustion with his antics. But Michael remains convinced that if he can orchestrate the salvation of certain business dealings in Genoa City, Lauren will eventually forgive him, though that hope may be misplaced considering the rising distrust spreading among all the power players. Meanwhile, Daniel Romalotti, Jr. and Tessa Porter are embarking on their own investigation tied to Mariah Copeland's shocking claim that she once attempted to murder Michael Swan, sending them into a dangerous labyrinth of secrets that could bleed into other storylines if they uncover evidence that overlaps with Victor and Jack's plotting, Kane's maneuvering, or even the threads pulling Claire, Holden, and Victoria into the LA vortex. While all this brews, Kyle Abbott is desperate for a distraction as Claire prepares to leave with Holden, his jealousy and fear gnawing at him as he contemplates whether Holden's charm could sway Claire into choices she'll regret. So Kyle buries himself in arguments with Audra Charles, who is reeling from yet another rejection by Nate Hastings, and the question arises whether Kyle and Audra's combustible chemistry, stoked by hurt feelings and misdirection, could spiral into something physical or emotional that further destabilizes Genoa City's power grid. As these threads intertwine, the core suspense hinges on Victoria accompanying Claire and Holden to Los Angeles, because Holden, described as a thrill-seeker and rule-bender, represents a challenge not just to Victoria's authority as a mother but also to Claire's resilience as a young woman still defining her identity after so many manipulative influences in her past. And if Holden's reckless appetite for risk drags Claire into trouble, Victoria may find herself in a situation where she must step in dramatically, either by saving her daughter from danger or pulling her back from a decision that could haunt her for years. Nick and Sharon's storyline in Los Angeles adds yet another layer, because their arrival to visit Noah may start innocently but, given the soap's knack for unexpected intersections, it's likely their paths will collide with Victoria's and Claire's, possibly forcing old resentments, parental rivalries, and romantic complications to the surface, especially if Sharon's instincts pick up on Holden's influence and she vocalizes her concerns in front of Victoria, who may bristle at Sharon inserting herself into Claire's journey, while Nick could be torn between supporting Sharon's intuition and backing his sister in a precarious moment. Complicating matters further, Noah himself may be drawn into Claire's unfolding drama, given their shared family ties and his tendency to protect those he cares about, which could place him squarely in harm's way if Holden's adventures spin out of control. Fans should also keep their eyes on the broader chessboard being played in Genoa City, because while the Newmans, Abbotts, and their loved ones converge in Los Angeles, the traps being set by Victor and Jack against Kane are progressing, and Jill's ultimate decision to side with or against Billy and Kane could tilt the scales, while Sally's maneuvering in the background suggests she may be preparing to capitalize no matter which way the battle swings. Meanwhile, Nikki's growing detachment from Michael, Daniel, and Tessa's dangerous investigation, and Kyle's precarious bond with Audra all signal that the canvas is about to split into multiple explosive directions, and yet, at the heart of it all, Claire stands as a figure of fragile possibility, teetering between becoming stronger under her mother's watchful eye or slipping into yet another spiral of bad decisions under Holden's spell. And with Nick and Sharon entering the same arena under the banner of visiting Noah but with instincts telling them danger lurks, the overlap of these storylines ensures Los Angeles won't just be a change of scenery but a collision zone for betrayals, rescues, and revelations that will ripple back to Genoa City in ways nobody could have foreseen, setting up shocking consequences for every Newman, Abbott, Baldwin, and Spectra involved. Nick and Sharon's adventure to Los Angeles, Victoria's chase to protect her daughter, and Claire's looming trouble form the spine of a sprawling drama that promises to entangle every Newman, Abbott, and Baldwin in a tangle of intrigue, deception, and emotional upheaval. And as Claire Grace Newman prepares for her trip with Holden Novak, whose thrill-seeking nature and undeniable charm have already made Victoria uneasy, the tension rises because Victoria, ever the protective mother, refuses to allow her daughter to navigate the perilous streets of Los Angeles alone, and while she prepares, Sharon and Nick Newman are simultaneously making their own journey to California under the pretext of visiting their son Noah, yet their instincts warn them that something more dangerous than mere family visitation could unfold. And the convergence of these characters in LA creates a pressure cooker scenario that could ignite at any moment, especially as Jill Abbott remains at the center of a maelstrom orchestrated by Victor Newman and Jack Abbott, and Sally Spectra's cautionary video chat warning Jill about Billy Abbott's business proposal adds another layer of tension, leaving Jill to navigate whether she will side with Kane Ashby or stay loyal to Victor and Jack, whose trap against Kane is fast approaching and whose stakes are higher than anyone realizes. With Nikki Newman watching closely, fully aware that Jill's decisions could tip the balance in unpredictable ways, and while Nikki contemplates the potential fallout, she is also grappling with her own frustration over Michael Baldwin, who, despite knowing Lauren Fenmore Baldwin's feelings, cannot resist slipping back into old patterns. And while Michael hopes that saving certain Genoa City businesses will restore Lauren's trust, the truth is that Nikki, Lauren, and the other players are already caught in a web of miscommunication and miscalculated intentions that could explode at the slightest provocation. And as Daniel Romalotti, Jr. and Tessa Porter begin their investigation into Mariah Copeland's claim that she attempted to murder Michael Swan, the potential for their discovery to intersect with Victor and Jack's machinations becomes a ticking time bomb, and every step they take in LA could inadvertently influence the outcomes back in Genoa City, where Kyle Abbott is struggling to redirect his focus from Claire's trip with Holden, engaging instead with Audra Charles, whose latest rejection by Nate Hastings has left her raw and volatile, and the interaction between Kyle and Audra, fueled by jealousy, resentment, and unspoken attraction, threatens to add yet another combustible element to the already tense mix, while Victoria's vigilance over Claire and Holden grows more urgent, given Holden's penchant for taking risks that could imperil Claire in ways that require immediate intervention. And if Victoria misjudges Holden or delays her protective actions, Claire could find herself caught in a situation from which she might need more than her mother's guidance, potentially putting her in direct danger and forcing Victoria to make split-second decisions that could have long-term ramifications. And as Nick and Sharon arrive in Los Angeles, ostensibly to see Noah, the potential for their storylines to collide with Victoria and Claire's increases exponentially, especially if Sharon senses Holden's influence is destabilizing, and Nick's protective instincts toward his sister clash with his support for Sharon's intuition, creating emotional tension that could manifest in heated confrontations or difficult decisions. And meanwhile, Noah's own involvement in the unfolding drama may place him squarely in the path of danger if Holden's impulsive actions escalate. And as all of this plays out, Genoa City remains a tinderbox, with Jill's decisions regarding Kane and Billy creating ripple effects that could ignite conflicts among the Abbotts, the Newmans, and all those allied with or opposed to Victor and Jack. And Nikki, watching closely, is prepared to intervene or manipulate events if needed, while Daniel and Tessa's investigation threatens to expose secrets that might destabilize alliances or reveal hidden truths that no one is prepared to face. And Kyle and Audra's growing friction introduces yet another unpredictable element, where the line between personal feelings and strategic maneuvering blurs. And all the while, Claire's journey with Holden in LA serves as the focal point for potential peril, unexpected romance, and the testing of family bonds, because Holden's unpredictable nature could lead Claire into situations that require Victoria's decisive action, and if Victoria miscalculates or hesitates, the consequences could extend far beyond personal danger, affecting her standing with her daughter, her relationship with other Newmans, and even the broader LA narrative in ways that intertwine with Nick and Sharon's presence, who may discover that their ostensibly simple visit to see Noah intersects with Claire and Holden's drama, forcing them to make critical choices under pressure, with every decision carrying stakes that could reverberate back to Genoa City. At the same time, the tension between Jill, Victor, Jack, Kane, and Billy continues to escalate, with every alliance, betrayal, and secret threatening to explode in the midst of these overlapping storylines. And while Sally Spector's warning to Jill adds a preemptive layer of caution, it remains unclear whether Jill will follow Sally's advice or act on impulse, potentially aligning with Kane and Billy in ways that disrupt Victor and Jack's carefully constructed plans. And Nikki's vigilant observation of Jill's decisions ensures that any deviation could be immediately noticed, triggering rapid response interventions or manipulations, while Michael Baldwin's ongoing struggle with Lauren's feelings, combined with his own instinct to revert to old behaviors, adds yet another volatile element to the Genoa City narrative, and the presence of Daniel and Tessa at Mariah's claimed crime scene adds a further layer of suspense, as their discoveries may uncover evidence or create circumstances that connect to the larger web of conflicts involving the Newmans, Abbotts, and other key players, with the potential for revelations to affect ongoing plots in Los Angeles, including Claire's adventures, Holden's risks, and Victoria's protective measures. As all these storylines converge, Kyle Abbott's interactions with Audra Charles gain added significance, as their personal drama is intertwined with larger machinations in Genoa City and potential fallout in LA, raising the possibility that emotional entanglements may exacerbate already tense situations, while Victoria, steadfast in her mission to safeguard Claire, must navigate the complexities of monitoring Holden's actions, ensuring Claire's safety, and managing her own reactions to both expected and unforeseen developments. And as Nick and Sharon arrive in Los Angeles, their presence introduces additional layers of unpredictability, where intentions, loyalties, and protective instincts intersect in ways that could alter outcomes, trigger confrontations, or reveal hidden truths, particularly if Sharon's intuition regarding Holden and Nick's sense of duty toward Claire collide with Victoria's protective strategies, creating a triangle of tension that extends beyond mere family concerns and into matters of personal judgment, risk assessment, and moral responsibility. And meanwhile, the stakes for Noah, who is already in LA, could rise dramatically if he becomes entangled in Holden's schemes, Claire's choices, or the broader familial conflict that has expanded into a cross-coastal drama, while back in Genoa City, Jill, Victor, Jack, Kane, and Billy navigate their strategic maneuvers, with Jill's allegiance and decisions potentially tipping the scales and affecting not only the immediate trap against Kane but also the overarching power dynamics that bind these families. And as Nicky monitors events, Michael contemplates his actions and relationships, Daniel and Tessa pursue their investigation, and Kyle and Audra struggle with their emotions. The LA and Genoa City storylines weave together into a densely layered narrative, where every choice, every reaction, and every secret could set off a cascade of consequences that will test loyalties, reveal hidden motivations, and ultimately determine who will emerge triumphant, vulnerable, or broken. With Claire and Holden at the center, Victoria acting as protector and strategist, Nick and Sharon balancing family loyalty and instinct, Jill navigating treacherous alliances, Victor and Jack executing complex schemes, Nicky observing and manipulating when necessary, Michael and Lauren negotiating emotional forgiveness and strategic decisions, Daniel and Tessa uncovering truths with potential explosive impact, and Kyle and Audra's relationship drama threatening to spill over into other arcs, all converging to create a sprawling, interwoven saga that will have viewers captivated, anxious, and desperate to know how these intersecting paths will resolve, as the cityscapes of Los Angeles and Genoa City become arenas of suspense, danger, romance, betrayal, and revelation, leaving no character untouched and ensuring that every episode, every moment, and every decision carries weighty implications that could resonate for weeks or months to come, culminating in a narrative tapestry so dense, dramatic, and unpredictable that fans will be left breathless, desperate to see how Nick, Sharon, Victoria, Claire, Holden, Jill, Victor, Jack, Nicky, Michael, Lauren, Daniel, Tessa, Kyle, and Audra navigate this interlocking web of peril, intrigue, and emotional turmoil, where every step is fraught with risk, every choice has consequences, and no one is safe from the cascading effects of secrets revealed, alliances tested, and family bonds challenged in ways that only the young and the restless could deliver. And as the week unfolds, viewers can anticipate twists, confrontations, rescues, betrayals, and dramatic confrontations that will ripple across both Los Angeles and Genoa City, forever altering the landscape of relationships, power, and family loyalty, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, anxious, thrilled, and emotionally invested in every turn of this sprawling, epic saga. As the Los Angeles adventure continues to unfold, the stakes for every Newman, Abbott, and Baldwin escalate dramatically, with Claire Grace Newman's choices hanging in a delicate balance as she navigates her journey with Holden Novak, whose appetite for risk seems to grow by the hour, testing not only her courage but also Victoria Newman's ability to protect her. And while Victoria remains vigilant, determined to oversee every move her daughter makes, Nick and Sharon's simultaneous arrival in LA adds a complex layer of unpredictability, because their mission to see Noah could intersect with Claire and Holden's trajectory at any moment, creating opportunities for confrontation, misunderstandings, or even accidental exposure of secrets that could have wide-ranging consequences. The tension is compounded by the fact that Jill Abbott's decisions regarding Kane Ashby, Billy Abbott,